All right, welcome back. I'm now being joined by Senator Olorunnibe Mamora, the former Deputy Minority Leader of the Senate and one-time Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and of course, a senior member of the All Progressives Congress, APC, to give us his own perspective on Buhari's 1 year in office, even though I must confess that it wouldn't be until May the 29th that President Buhari would be marking 1 year in office. But it's been 1 year since he was elected president, because that election, the result of that election was actually declared March the 31st, 2015. Senator, thank you very much for joining us on the program. What would you say to people who are now beginning to develop some discontent towards your party and the president, that things don't appear to be happening as fast as they want and that change appears to be too slow in coming?
Well, we promised change, and like you do know, change doesn't come easy. My personal opinion is to appeal to the generality of Nigerians who invested hope not just in Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, but also in the party, because now the APC as a party was a platform on which he was elected as president. So I can assure you that, again, no gains without pains. Change is a gradual process, particularly coming from the background of what the party, and the government of President Muhammadu Buhari met on ground. The audience table, there is need to clear it. There is need to sanitize, as it were, cleanse and sanitize the entire system. And I can assure you that the seeds of change have already been sown. And actually, it will take a while for the seeds to germinate, to sprout, to blossom, before you start seeing the fruits of change. So my charge is to appeal to Nigerians to bear with us as a party, All Progressives Congress, and of course bear with Mr. President. Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari is a man of honor, is a man of credibility, is a man who will keep to his words, and I'm sure that very soon, I mean very soon, Nigerians will begin to enjoy the dividends of change as promised by the party.
Could it be possible that, your party and the president, of course, underestimated the enormity of the challenges, the enormity of the challenges the government, Nigeria as a state faced during the election, and that when you now got into office, that the president is beginning to discover that, look, this is a different kettle of fish?
Well, it's not really a question of underestimating. We knew things were bad as at the time we were campaigning throughout the length and breadth of Nigeria, through the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. We knew how bad the situation on ground was. But seriously, I will not, it will not be an overstatement to say that on really getting to the saddle, the enormity of the problems on ground apparently went beyond the imagination of government. No doubt about that. We were conscious that we had a lot of problems, but taking over the mantle and really coming into stark realities of what is on ground, it was beyond imagination. I mean, look at all the cases of corruption. We were not unmindful of the level of corruption in the country, but no one will ever have thought that the level is the magnitude of what we are beginning to see as the revelations continue to come with each passing day.
Another question I want to ask you is, if you were speaking to those who are dissatisfied with the performance of your party so far and the performance of this president, what would you be telling them to look at, to hold on to as a sign that things are going to change?
Well, yes, you see, I would want Nigerians to assess Mr. President and, by extension, our party, All Progressives Congress, against the background of the electoral promises, which essentially were predicated on 3 issues. The fight against corruption, the fight against insurgency and issues of security, and lastly, the economy. And when you look at these 3 issues, you will see that they are interwoven. But as far as I'm concerned, probably the greatest challenge still remains corruption. Because Mr. President, in his campaign, and even up to now, he continues to say it, which we all agree that he is, as members of All Progressives Congress, that if Nigeria does not kill corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria. And to that extent, we need to really battle corruption to a standstill. And that is what Mr. President has committed himself to. And with what has transpired so far, I'm sure Nigerians are happy to note that, yes, Mr. President is on course, with a view to really killing corruption. And of course,
let me quickly ask you this, because it's very important. Earlier, before you actually came on, I spoke to Senator Adeseye Ogunlewe, of course, a senior member of the opposition PDP, and talking about corruption, he said the way the president is fighting corruption is not the way it should be fought, that the president is not looking at members of the APC, that is basically looking at members of the opposition PDP, that if he was fighting a genuine fight, then it should go around.
Well, I disagree with my brother, Senator Adeseye Ogunlewe. I disagree with him. I've heard people say this kind of thing, yes, on several occasions. But the issue is this. You see, when you confront the kind of problem like corruption, in terms of what corruption is to Nigeria, I think it's only proper and appropriate to start with what you can call the low-hanging fruits. There is this Chinese proverb that it is not prudent to climb the tree when you are looking for fish. So you want to look at the obvious ones. And what are the obvious ones? You're talking of, it's not just obvious alone. You are talking of a situation of what you can call crime against humanity, where people allegedly got money, supposedly to buy arms, and failed to buy the arms only to distribute the money for some other purposes, while we claim to be fighting insurgency. So that is criminal enough as to require urgent attention. Again, you will recall that one of the things that reminds Nigerians about government is fear, and Nigerians are suffering day in, day out on the issue of, incessant fuel shortages, which one of the reasons was the money which people collected ostensibly for fuel supply, only for them not to supply this. So we're also looking into, under the subsidy gate, if you like. So that is also obvious, and it's being pursued. And these are the low-hanging fruits that I talk about. That is the very obvious ones that we need to attack first before looking at others. So it is not selective in any way. And without wanting to mention names, you yourself know that there are some even APC members who are being prosecuted, one way or the other, on alleged corrupt practices. I don't want to mention names, but so it's, for anyone to say it is selective, I do not agree.
Okay. Now, finally, let me just quickly ask you this, because I've actually run out of time, but very quickly now, the economy, no doubt, it's not good. Let's just face it, it's not good at all. And that is where a lot of people are hitting the president on. I mean, that he's not done well when it comes to the economy, and that people want to see things happen very fast. In your own opinion, how soon do you think this president will, and his cabinet now would be able to get things right on the economy and just get this economy moving once again?
Yes, I understand, and I quite appreciate the anxiety and concerns of Nigerians regarding the economy. But I can assure you, because that's the third major campaign promise of Mr. President, to revamp the economy. But again, you also know that, it's been said even from the presidency that there are, some saboteurs in the system, who are trying to sabotage the government on the, in the attempt, in government's attempt to revamp the economy. And of course, again, you know that you can't even be talking of achieving much in that area without implementing the budget. The budget has just been passed, but Mr. President, based on the experience of the unfortunate incident of padding that took place and all that, Mr. President will still have to look at this budget as passed to ensure that it is what was submitted that has been passed. Well, of course, that is not to say some amendment might not have taken place. But what I'm saying is that Nigerians should still be patient. As soon as the budget is assented to by Mr. President, and of course the various MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies will start to implement the budget, and I'm sure the economy will pick up. And don't forget, just recently, following the National Economic Council retreat, of course, some re-inflationary procedure, as it were, had been undertaken, some amount to reflate the economy, and of course some other measures like, getting the contractors to reabsorb people that have been laid off, and of course the issue of safety nets and all that. So some of these things, by the time these things start to be implemented, I'm sure the economy will pick up.
All right, Senator Mamora, thank you very much for joining us on the program. Thank you very much for your contributions. We really appreciate it. All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, Nigerians in Chinese prison. What exactly? Prisons, I should say, because not just one prison. There are Nigerians actually in Chinese prisons. So what exactly is the situation with them? We'll talk to some of their relatives here in Nigeria, and you'll hear from them, I should say, what, well, the Nigerians in Chinese prisons are going through. Stay with us. Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on DEJI360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ, if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.